Hi, so I'm going to go through a quick demo of deploying the new Red Hat JBoss EAP service on AWS. So I'm in the marketplace. I'm going to search for JBoss, and you'll see that a number of different results come up, but there's only really there's two of them which are actually by Red Hat. So we have a Red Hat Limited version and a Red Hat version. The difference there is just that the Red Hat Limited one is for the European market. So I'm going to choose the one for the rest of the world. Now, if I was doing this for the first time, I'd need to subscribe to this service and accept the terms and conditions and so on. I've already done that, so I can actually continue on here, and I can go through and configure my my instance. Now, if I wanted to as well, I could subscribe to a software contract, which would give me a reduced rate over the hourly consumption rate. I'm not going to do that in this case, so I'm just going to go through and pay for this on an hourly basis. So if I go through to configuration, you'll see here, it kind of gives me an idea here of the pricing. As I say, it's a pay-as-you-go offering, so customers can choose to pay for this on an hourly rate or an annual basis, and they don't need to bring their own subscription in order to do that. So I'm going to go with the defaults on this screen and go through to the launch options. And from here, then I can choose, first of all, the instance size. I'm going to go with the smallest option available. And I've actually removed any kind of VPCs and all that kind of stuff, just so I can go through setting those up. But often customers will have all these in place already. So let me go through to create a VPC and click here. And I'm going to go with VPC and more, which will create all of the related things like subnets and route tables and network interfaces and so on. So let's call it EAP, and I'm going to go with the default here for the CIDR block. One availability zone. I don't want a private subnet for this, and just make sure that these options here are ticked to allow it to set up DNS host names and so on. So let me create that, and once that's done, I just need to make a small change to the subnet. So let me go into my subnets and edit the settings there, and I'm just going to enable the auto assign of public IP4 addresses, which will automatically assign an IP address to any instances on this subnet. So let me save that. So that's all done. I should be able to go back here now and refresh my VPC, and there's my options selected. So get rid of those. Next thing then is just to create a security group, and we recommend options here. So obviously SSH port 22, 8080 for the web front end for EAP, and 9990 for the management interface. So let's just go with that, and I'm actually going to lock them down as well to my own IP address, which is this. So let's just paste that in there. If I can. And the last one as well. So there we go. So no one's going to really connect to this for this demo part myself. So let me just save that, and I'm going to create a new key pair as well, just for the demonstration purpose. So let's go to there, and we'll call it, let's say, EAP2. I'll just go EAP demo. There we go. When I create that, that's downloaded that to my local system, so it's available for me to use now. And let's refresh my key pairs, and we'll choose EAP demo. And that's it. That's the instance launch. It's it's really easy. You can do the same things using the CLI as well. We're not covering that in this demo, but we are covering that in a blog post on developers.redhat.com. So I should be able to see that instance here. If I go in, you can see it's still pending. When I click on it, you'll see it's already got the public IP DNS set up. So once that is spun up and available, we'll be able to connect to it. So let's just refresh that. Can't connect to it yet. There you go. It says it's running. So when I click on connect, it's giving me the instructions. So first of all, it's telling me to change the permissions on my my file. So let me go into the terminal and we'll do that. So there's the permissions changed on that file, and now I can copy basically the entire the example from AWS. It's given me the SSH command there to connect to this instance. So if I run that, I should be connected in. There we go. So I'm now connected. And all I need to do now is start up my my JBoss EAP instance. So I'm going to change to the SU user, and I can now start my instance. First thing I'm going to do just before I do that is just to run a command which is going to set the set the binding addresses for the management and for the front end. So this will allow me to view the front end from any IP address and access the management interface from any IP address. Obviously, I've got these locked down to my local public IP anyway, but that's fine. So let me just run that, and then I can start up my instance. So let me just get that command. And that's what I use to start up JBoss EAP in standalone mode. So I should be able to connect to that through the public DNS that was assigned by Amazon on port 8080. So let's go back to our browser, and that is our public DNS. So if I go to a new tab here, paste that again, put in 8080. There's our default sort of landing page for JBoss EAP. Now, there's not much I can do here yet. I haven't created a user, so when I try to go to the admin console, it's going to complain about that. But you can say I can access the admin interface. So everything's up and running and deployed, and really it's just configured now as if a normal JBoss EAP instance. So that's the end of the demo. Hopefully that was helpful. The idea was just to show how we can very easily spin up a pay-as-you-go instance of JBoss EAP on AWS and connect to that and start the JBoss EAP instance in standalone mode. So thanks very much. Bye-bye.